I thought, because I can and I have a little time, I'm in the middle of cleaning my house for a company coming this weekend, and I've got to basically tip over the kitchen and scrub it, and we're going to start probably either painting the inside of the house. We're still living with builders paint and everything, so we're probably gonna hire somebody to paint the great room, and everywhere needs to be painted. And talking about doing some other things. I don't know again. Hey Justin, how the basement's gonna do, because we've got a lot of shit down there. A lot of shit that we don't have any storage for. One of the things that is wrong with this house, and as much as I like this house, I think we probably should have built, probably should have bought a couple of acres, maybe 4 or 5, 10, 15 acres, and then built what we wanted, because it doesn't have enough. Hi, Corianne, what's up? It doesn't have enough storage. All right, I've got, obviously when Christmas comes, you're gonna see all the Christmas stuff I have. And no, I'm not getting rid of it. Okay. But we've got books and boxes, and we could actually get more bookshelves to put up to just eliminate some of the boxes, and some of the other stuff. We need to find other places for it. So I can do I want to do a media room with a big screen TV, so I can actually watch movies at night, not wake Rudy up when he goes to bed early, and have a bar down there. And I mean, either get a light up Smuggler's Cantina sign, or a one made of metal. That would be cool to hang up over the bar. Anyway, I want to talk a little bit about yesterday's earnings call. First off, it wasn't great. Thank you, Corianne. All right, I'll get to that. I want to talk about Disney right now. Yeah, the earnings call wasn't as horrible as I thought it would be. It wasn't great either. And here's the thing I want to leave you guys with from that. When the last caller, I think they were from Wells Fargo, said, what about Apple? What is the deal with you guys and Apple? And, Iger basically said what he said. That's your signal saying that they're working on something. I don't necessarily, feel like they're going to sell the whole thing lock, stock, and barrel to Apple. But if they partnership with them, I could see that happening too. Yeah. And it was very interesting, because the CFO was like, why are you asking me that? We put the article out in the Hollywood Reporter, so you wouldn't ask me that. And of course they're going to. Everything right now with this, I think, is like in the talking stage. They're not doing this, they're not doing that. Now, we've got Lucasfilm being turned upside down and shaken out, and then scrubbed clean with a wire brush and bleach. But I think that's more for that Disney to get a control of what was going on over there. I'm now not convinced that they're going to sell to anybody, Lucasfilm, because to me it looks like what they're doing is they're trying to get it back under the right the ship, fix what Kennedy broke, and there you go. That's what I think is going on. It's interesting to me seeing how this is happening, where we are with it. If you look at Pablo Hidalgo's Twitter account, the public one, And you look at his attitude towards, Pro, he's not a happy camper right now. He basically bit Pro's head off, and he's not saying much on his public account. I could look. Let me look. I always like doing this. So let's find it. Let's see what he's doing. Maybe he did post something today, but it's still early on the West Coast. So do. Okay, so 12 hours ago, he retweeted somebody that was talking about the Save Star Trek campaign. WGA strike update, that was a day ago. That's it. All right. He's not. What are you doing? What do you got? Okay, so I was upstairs cleaning out my closet in my office because I want to start doing this stuff from up there. Dingbat found an old toy. So now he's walking around, and if you hear squeakies behind me, Kojak is infatuated with the green frog. Unbelievable. But anyway, he's not saying anything right now. That tells me either he's very busy trying to keep a low profile, or I'm talking about Hidalgo, or he's pissed off, or likely both. Okay, likely both. And maybe someone, me, sending a tweet to Bob Iger with him and Valiant Renegade talking, saying, is he supposed to be talking to YouTubers? Probably ended that little mess. I don't know. Yes, I'm an narc. Okay, yell at me. I don't care. But they've got to figure this out. And I think, all right, I'm playing tug of war right now. Let go. I want to show them this. Kojak, okay, you win. So pull me out the stool. Anyway, all right, but I want to talk something about this. Mazers and I were talking about fan films, and he and I often ask out loud, how come and it doesn't matter who the YouTuber is, they always talk about Luke, but they never talk about Han Solo. They never talk about anybody else but Luke. And I think part of it is because, see, here it is. Actually, it's a green pig. Yeah, he's right here. You can see that. You little shit. You furry, hairy monster. He wants to play. Anyway, it kind of bothers me because George wanted a balance. And when you look at the structure of the first Star Wars movie, Obi-Wan enters the story. First off, you have the droids. They're the ones that they're like the pages that announce a quest. Okay. Luke then runs into Obi-Wan, the old wise master who takes him on and mentors him. And he sacrifices himself so Luke can get away. Han, in The Empire Strikes Back, takes over the role Obi-Wan had of protecting just some other guy. If he came back for the rise of Palpatine, then he would come back. See, I think they have a big hate on for him too, and I just find them to be assholes. I'm gonna be honest. Luke bored me. Luke bores me. Bores me. Okay. First off, he looked like every guy that my sister Joan ever brought home when she was dating in high school. It's like, just, okay, vanilla, that bothered me. Whiny, complaining, not a grown-up. And you needed Solo's balance which is cynical. All right. Way more reckless than Luke ever was. Anytime. Okay. That cynicism and that pragmatism that Han has, it sometimes has to outweigh Luke because you're not going to have Luke Skywalker without Han Solo. I think the only reason why, again, keeping Billy D. Williams around for the entire Return of the Jedi movie was stupid. They should have had him go back, get on the Lady Luck, and go back to Cloud City to reclaim his spot. They were perfect brothers in a sense. And had Billy D. Williams gone off to go do that, Han could have easily led the attack on the Death Star. Okay, that which would have been fine. Okay, it would have added more drama with this Han perceiving there's some sort of a love triangle. All right, that would have worked, but they didn't do it that way. And I think the reason why is because George Lucas wanted to show Lando's true redemption. Okay, and really him showing up at Jabba's palace and helping rescue Solo is enough redemption. So I kind of scratch my head and go, okay. And, Harrison felt he didn't have enough to do. And I would say going to attack the bunker was as important as anything. If they don't get the bunker, take the shield generator down, nothing's gonna, everyone's dead. Okay, it's in some ways the same predicament that the rebellion is in a way that they were in the Battle of Yavin. And at that time, if it wasn't for Han, they'd all be dead. Okay, because he comes back, because Chewie starts nagging him about it. He goes back and, sends Vader off into a death spiral. And Luke is able to put the missiles down the shaft where they're supposed to go. And they get out of there, thing blows up, rebellion saved, medals for everybody. And again, without Han, Luke had frozen to death on Hoth. Okay, so Solo is extremely important. What bothers me is you've got, and I'm not going to say who they are, people just being very bitter about it. And look, if you're an actor like Harrison Ford, you want your character to do something that's meaningful, and he did, but it wasn't in the way that Harrison wanted it to be because he didn't feel like it was big enough. Okay, and when we finally get to The Force Awakens, that was bullshit. That was absolute fucking bullshit. Okay, look, complain all you want about Luke. All right, Luke didn't get a villain's death. Han Solo did. I agreed completely with Chris Gore on that. Absolute fucking bullshit. And I'm going to say this, and I'm not going out on a limb. Had Harrison Ford been in The Last Jedi, Last Jedi would not have been the movie we saw. Because he would have read the script and said, this is garbage, this is garbage. Mark would have complained to him. And Harrison Ford look, Harrison Ford was the one that got to be the big movie star. Okay, he was the one that, if you look at box office and you adjust it for inflation, no actor has put more quan in studio's coffers than he has. All right, true story. All right, so that hurt. One phone call to Iger Kennedy wouldn't, oh, Harrison, blah, blah, blah. Called Iger, called his agent, called Iger again. What are you talking about? What the fuck does LeBron James have to do with this? I watch this person. Um, I'm not talking about basketball. What? I don't know anything about it. Personally, I think it's a stupid sport. But if I did watch pro sports, it would be the NFL. All right. So, all right, where was I? He would have probably thrown a hissy fit, and the movie would have been changed. Ryan Johnson might have been fired. They would have had to redo the entire script. Another director probably would have come in. The thing that I think would have saved all of this is had they, and they might be doing this, combining George's ideas with his script treatments with the EU. You know, um, I think you could do that. I think maybe that's what John Favreau's thinking about doing. We just gotta see where all of this, all of these shenanigans. Sorry, I gotta do this. All of these shenanigans at Lucasfilm are going before we actually sit down and make a decision about what's happening there. Okay, and I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna add this too. Well, look, the people from the EU, the real EU evangelists, fanatics, are not going to like anything. Okay, you're not going to get any of them to like it. So, and they're, but if it's good, if you get normies to come out, if you don't have me wanting to kill somebody after seeing it, all right. If I leave going, like Ghostbusters Afterlife or Maverick or something like that. If I walk out of the movie feeling like it's good, cool. Like, does Jason Solo need to fall to the dark side? Not necessarily. He can mirror both Anakin and Luke. Okay. Does Anakin Solo have to be killed? No. Does Chewie have to have a moon dropped on him? No. All of these things are stupid ideas that you can easily just fix. Does Mara Jade have to be Luke's wife? No. What if she's a foundling? What if, you come up with a story where there's a village with a guy and his family, and they have this kid who's force sensitive, and they've been on the run, but he's a former Aldranian whatever, and he's hiding, and he gets word out to Leia, who decides to go with Han and his guys, his special ops guys, to go to the village to bring him in from the cold, as they would say, and he ends up dead. And the Imperials get there first. They hide the kid, and when they can't find the kid, they kill everybody, execute the entire village, and leave. Because Grand Admiral Thrawn is looking for force sensitives to help him move the pillars forward, the goalposts forward for his plans to reestablish the Empire. And Han and Leia find her and take her back, and she ends up, and Luke is with them too, and she ends up being one of Luke's first Padawans, her and Grogu. Okay, you could easily do it that way, and that way she's in. You could have her being a very angry student Jedi. Does she even want to really be a Jedi? That kind of thing. You don't need. Look, Luke is not a romantic character. All right. The only reason why they gave him Mara Jade is because people liked Um, uh, People liked her in the Art of the Empire series, so they brought her back, and then and just her attitude towards Luke, I didn't like the way she was. Um, you know, you don't treat the man you're supposed to be in love with like that. It's just, to me, it was just, anyway. Um, but I also want to say this, and I'm not going to be on too long because I got to clean up the kitchen, and I want to get some lunch. Um, there's going to come a time, and it's coming quicker than you know, where you're not going to have Kathleen Kennedy to use as a pinata, and I'm talking to the fan channels. You're not going to have Pablo Hidalgo there because he's on his way out. The story group in general, all right, we've got, pretty good solid evidence now. The High Republic is being canceled, winding down, they said, but it's canceled. Not announced, but, Kennedy is not allowed on the premises of Lucasfilm. We've got all kinds of stuff, people quitting right and left at the studio and in the company. And one of these days, you can wake up and there's not going to be Kathleen Kennedy. All right. Can these channels survive without her? All right. A lot of these channels were raised up because of her. And when she's gone, there's no threat of a Ryan Johnson trilogy. The Acolyte will be dead. The High Republic is gone. There will be, obviously, oh yeah, definitely, Polly. Obviously, the sequel trilogy is gonna probably disappear. And when you get to a place like Cameron likes to use the military industrial complex as an analogy, the reason why they're going after Putin, who absolutely does not want woke NATO bullshit next door in the Ukraine, which, why are we even, they're using Putin to prop up their money. I mean, what was it? Lockheed Martin made more money last year than they have in decades. And when I look at YouTube, that's what's going to happen. Because I'm going to tell you this. The black pills, she's not going anywhere. Did you watch Disney's earnings call? Do you know what they just said? Okay, Bob Iger basically has said over and over and over again that they are not making any Star Wars movies unless it's the right one. Pretty sure the only one that's probably going to be developed now is the Dave Filoni, Jon Favreau effort. Okay. Lucasfilm has lost billions of dollars for Disney. Okay. Why would they keep her? I mean, I don't care if people imagine she's the most powerful woman in Hollywood. The Empress has no clothes. Okay, the Empress has no clothes. All right, you don't have to believe she's been kept out of Lucasfilm. I don't care. Whatever, soothes your nihilistic need to either be right or be miserable. I don't care. But the fact of the matter is, if they don't change what's going on there, it's gone. Okay, now a lot of people say, oh, Star Wars is dead. Shut up. It's a fucking franchise. Okay? You put it on the shelf and come back in 10 years. You don't, franchises don't die. Okay? That is just a hyperbolic, angry, emotional, very immature thing to say. Okay? Um, or I want to see Disney burn. Why would you want to see people that aren't like the wokesters there? Why would you want to see them lose their jobs? Okay, because you're not going to hurt Iger. You're not going to hurt the CFO. You're going to hurt the guy that's making 100 grand a year, trying to pay for his house, feed his family. That's who you're going to hurt. Okay, you're going to hurt the businesses surrounding Disney in Orlando, the hotels, the restaurants, other places. Okay, and it's like, why would you want that? Why would you want a venerable American brand to burn because you're personally insulted by what they did to Luke Skywalker? Doesn't matter what they fucking did to Han. No matter what they fucking did to Leia. They'll laugh their asses off at that. I've seen perverted shit about Leia. Okay. And it's like, that's not funny. Okay. But damn it, if it's Luke, oh my God. What, was he the only character that was important? Yeah, the OT, he is the main character. But George's story, there was a lot of people riding shotgun with him so he could get to where he had to go. Okay. And I'm sorry, if he didn't get the girl because she was his sister or some shit. It's this whole debate is so fucking immature. And this need for Kathleen Kennedy to be there to the point where, look, my friend, Lord Tornaga, who has a friend at another studio, very high up, who has a connection, and this is like, it's one of those things, but listen, because Tornaga's been in Hollywood for decades, okay, and he's done a lot, okay, and he knows a lot of people that are connected in different ways. Afternoon, Carlos, and he went out to have drinks with Mr. Fox from the other studios, and Mr. Fox has a connection to Lucasfilm, same level of executive, high up, and basically the Mr. Fox came back and said, I talked to my friend at Lucasfilm and it is on fire. Okay, don't have to come out and say anything to me. Lord Soranag has been a friend of mine for, I think, over 10 years now. Okay, he had no reason to lie. Okay, but if you look at all of Doomcock's rumors, and you've got Sparrow, and then you've got the stuff from my gang, and if you don't think something's going on, that's because you don't want it to. This is like a Democrat having everything from Hunter's laptop sitting in front of them going, la 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 la. That's what it is. It's like Joseph Goebbels, while Russian artillery is razzing Berlin to the ground, and American and British bombers, fleets of them, are making the rubble bounce, telling the German people over the radio, we've been victorious, we've driven the Russians out. Dare I say Baghdad Bob? Okay. And, it's not just cognitive dissonance, it's a business issue. Okay, it is. If blankety blank is removed from canon. If Kennedy goes, what do we do? What do we have to talk about? Because look, a lot of these channels don't know anything about the franchises they're complaining about. They really don't. You know, you can say what you want about Star Wars theory, but at least he knows enough about the franchise to at least have a point of view, okay? And he knows enough about the lore, even though he mostly just talks about Jedi and Anakin and Luke. At least he can talk about that. These other big channels can't. You know, they that's really that's the thing. That's the whole thing. They can't. And if you absolutely hate Kathleen Kennedy so much, and you weren't more than a casual fan to begin with, you don't really have anything to say. Okay. You know, what I don't know, if I have a question, I'll look it up. I'm going to be working on a thing, and I'm probably going to have Cameron, I'm going to pay him a consulting fee to read it when I'm done with it. And I take a lot of this stuff seriously because, look, there are changes coming to Hollywood. Okay, you're going to see a lot of different names popping up. They're very creative, very, you know, I know that sci-fi universes, and when Kennedy's finally gone, they'll be able to do what they want to do with the Veil of the Force, okay, and basically change everything. I just, if we see Leia and she's pregnant and someone mentions twins, I'm gonna go, it's gone. The sequel trilogy is gone. Okay, gone. Because John obviously read the EU and he liked a lot of it. And I really see that being a place to start rebuilding what was broken. And really, Ahsoka fits there. But again, look, Ahsoka's already getting shit on. They have too many women. That's just the fucking same thing over and over and over again. That's all they got. Okay. Anyway, I'm just kind of rambling now, but the earnings call was very interesting yesterday. And the most interesting take was Iger didn't outright deny that they've been having conversations about selling part. I don't, mentality, legitimate sexism. I don't know what that means. But there are conversations going on with Apple for something. Okay, I would bet I would bet $1,000 on that. Mazurus and I were talking about the lack of respect for you know, yeah, just some other guy. Yeah, it's kind of like when I went to see Barbie, I didn't walk away wanting to choke somebody for hitting me in the head with woke shit. It wasn't. You know, I wouldn't want to live in Barbie land. I wouldn't want to live in Kendom, even though Kendom looked cooler than Barbie land. And the reason why is because guys have more fun. Okay, they do. I really, liked it. And it's kind of like hard to describe because it's satire. And a lot of people are just screaming about it being anti-man. And it's like, I don't think at the end it was anti-man at all. I think it was Ken basically saying, you've treated me like I'm tired of it. You know, uh, that's kind of the same thing that women have been saying to men. Okay, so it's flipped on its side, and really it questions, when you look at the world, it questions, is there a patriarchy? No, there isn't. Is there a matriarchy? God in heaven, thank Lord, no. You know, so there you go. It, but it's hard to. I'm gonna be discussing it with on Drinks with Dee Dee later today, and the podcast will be up tomorrow. So anyway, but I gotta go because I'm hungry, and I will talk to you guys later. I'll see you around the galaxy. You know, whatever. Okay, just when people start screaming about Lucasfilm and Kennedy, just remember, this too shall pass, and it's passing a hell of a lot faster than they want it to. Stuff sending out. See you around the galaxy.